Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you. Today, we are here to celebrate the launch of In Her Shadow, Stories of Strength and Survival by the talented Anaya Singhi. This book is a collection of powerful stories that highlight the strength, resilience, and courage of women facing life's toughest challenges. Anaya's writing beautifully captures the emotional depth of these journeys, making this book a tribute to women's empowerment and survival. Her ability to portray these stories with such empathy and insights makes In Her Shadow an inspiring read for all. We are incredibly fortunate to have with us today the author herself, Anaya Singhi, who will share her experiences in writing this moving collection. We also have some esteemed guests joining us to mark this occasion. Now, it's my pleasure to invite Professor Sanjay Verma, Mr. Uma Shankar Yadav, Ms. Priyanshi Patel, founder of Ahmedabad Book Club, Mr. Deep Vadodia, and Shraddha Ahuja Ramani, an author and president of Ahmedabad Book Club, to the stage to officially launch the book.
Actual stories. This is not something fiction. This is non-fiction, actually. And you see, you must be having this first look, no? And the other should go to Priyanshi. Yes. So we have only 4 books here. I want Anaya and Priyanshi to have some photographs and it's a family. Yes. Anaya would want to speak about. Please be here.
Namaste, good afternoon. I'm Anaya, and it's truly an honor to be here today. My book, In Her Shadow, chronicles the life of 11 remarkable women. Women who have faced and overcome adversity, time and again, emerging stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Each of them has carved a path shaped by courage, adaptability, and an unyielding spirit. I began writing this book in March 2023, but when I think back to why I started writing it, my answer begins so much more than 18 months ago. I could trace this inspiration to the stories I heard growing up, tales of Rani Lakshmi Bai, Begum Hazrat Mahal, and Mother Teresa. I remember when I was just 8, and I read the book Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, and from that moment, I began to identify myself with the slightly controversial word, rebel. It would be a couple of years later before I began to associate myself with another controversial term, feminist. Now, what does it mean to be a feminist? To me, feminism is about the freedom of choice, the ability to make decisions for oneself despite the weight of external expectations. A woman can choose to be a homemaker, a business leader, a singer, or an artist and still be a feminist. The essence of feminism lies in her autonomy to define her own life. Most of the stories in this book revolve around strong feminist themes. Women who have defied social constraints learn to make decisions that serve their true selves and embrace their femininity for its own sake, rather than as a means of conforming to archaic norms. However, not all the narratives in Her Shadow are, by definition, feminist. Some women have had to endure unspeakable hardship on a daily basis, often because of ingrained cultural practices and inherent internalized misogyny. Their stories reveal a quiet yet profound truth of their strength to survive and persist through the suffocating restrictions designed to limit their rights. These women, for the sake of their safety, have chosen to remain anonymous. These women's experiences shine as flames of courage, igniting from the shadows of our society. We are living in a time of great transformation in India. With the rise of social media, even the smallest movements can grow into something monumental. Our women have been silenced, constrained, and fragmented for far too long. In Her Shadow strives to give voice to their struggles, to inspire others to take similar leaps of faith, and to tell their stories. Perhaps only when the truth behind these stories come out can we work to bring out change. I hope you have the chance to read this book. These women deserve to have their stories heard. Thank you.
We published it and this book will be available soon on amazon.in. आप वहाँ से खरीद सकते हैं. Priyanshi has written her experience of actually non-fiction interacting with these women, and this book is must read. We must read it because it will come from the perspective of the young observer. She's a young observer. Whatever she has observed, she has written into it. So please read it. Now I request Priyanshi ji to come and speak a few things about Anaya and book. Yes, please.
Thank you so much for inviting me here to speak. Women in today's day and time have been coming out of shadows, be it stories, be it strength or survival. After decades and centuries, we're being applauded for the thought, the strength, and the courage in all of us. When I heard Anaya talk about the stories of women and how they're fighting to come out of their own little worlds and having the ability to have their stories heard, I was truly inspired. Her drive is not just to tell the stories, but it goes beyond that, to create a better world where all of us are equal and all of our voices can be heard, respected, and applauded. So these stories are not just about regular stories of strength. It is the dream of our young citizens who wish to create a better world. And if all of us right here have the strength and the courage to applaud these young minds and to encourage them, more stories and more strength will come up. Thank you so much, and congratulations, Anaya.
I will request Verma Saab to say a few words about the book.
सबसे पहले तो अनाया को इस पुस्तक के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई. बहुत ही प्यारी पुस्तक है, अंग्रेज़ी में लिखी है, मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ. मुझे हिंदी में बोलना ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि जब मैं ऑफिस में रहता हूँ तो वहाँ पे इंग्लिश में बोलना पड़ता है, तो मैं अपनी हिंदी को सुधारने की कोशिश करता हूँ ऐसे मंचों पे. तो अनन्या ये जो पुस्तक लिखी है इसमें मुझे दो चीज़ें बहुत अच्छी लगी हैं. पहली ये कि ये लक्ष्मीबाई या इंदिरा गांधी या और भी बहुत जो जानी मानी हस्तियां हैं, ये उन पे नहीं है, जबकि ये महिलाओं की या बच्चियों की साहस के ऊपर लिखी गई पुस्तक है. पर ये हम में से ही एक, हमारे आसपास में जो बच्चियां होती हैं, जैसे कि शामली है, डॉली है, मालती है, ये वो बच्चियां जो शायद हमारे समाज में, हमारी कॉलोनी में, हमारे घर में जहाँ हम रहते हैं वहाँ पे आसपास में हमें दिखती हैं. तो ये हमारी बच्चियाँ हैं हमारे आसपास में. इनको जानने के लिए हमें बहुत ऊंचा या बहुत दूर नहीं देखना पड़ता है. तो पहली तो मुझे ये बात बहुत खास लगी इस पुस्तक में. और फिर इसमें जैसे एक बच्ची डॉली है, स्कूल जा रही है और वो देखती है कि एक औरत, बूढ़ी औरत ठंड में शायद ठिठुर रही है. हम इतना देखते हैं पर ये महसूस कितने लोग बाग करते हैं. तो ऐसे बच्चियों की कहानियाँ हैं, महिलाओं की कहानियाँ हैं जो अपने आसपास में जो हो रहा है उसको देख रही हैं और उसको संवारने की कोशिश, सुधारने की कोशिश करती हैं. और तीसरा मुझे लगा कि ये पुस्तक बच्चियों को तो साहस देगी ही, क्योंकि बच्ची ने लिखी है, मेरी बहुत छोटी है, बच्ची ने लिखी है, तो अवश्य बच्चियाँ इसको ज़रूर पढ़ना चाहेंगे. पर यह पुस्तक माँ बाप के लिए भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. उन माँ बाप के लिए शायद हो सकता है अहमदाबाद में ना हो भी सकता है हो, मगर और कई जगह पे जहाँ पे हम बच्चियों को पंख लगा के उड़ने से रोकते हैं कि ये लड़के कर सकते हैं, लड़कियाँ नहीं कर सकती. ये डोमेन जो है, जैसे किसी समय में होता था इंजीनियरिंग जो है वो लड़के करते, लड़कियां नहीं करती. आज भी ऐसे कई सारे हैं. हालांकि अब सेना में भी, भारतीय सेना में भी बच्चियां काफ़ी आ गई हैं. तो उन माता पिताओं के लिए जो कभी भी बच्चियों को किसी भी तरह का बंधन में बांधना चाहते हैं, उनके लिए भी है कि पढ़िए। बच्ची, हमारी बच्चियां जो हमें शायद बिल्कुल सीधी सादी लगे, वो इतने अच्छे कार्य कर सकती हैं। तो इस पुस्तक के लिए अनन्या को बहुत बहुत बधाई, और मैं आशा करता हूँ अनन्या आप ऐसी बहुत सारी पुस्तकें लिखते रहेंगे और हम इन्हें पढ़ेंगे, और ना केवल हम भी सीखेंगे और बच्चियों को इसको आगे बढ़ने में बहुत आनंद आएगा, अच्छा लगेगा। धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत बधाई।